South. Detective Rick Bielik works in the Major Crimes Department of the Omaha Police Department. He's here to talk about protecting yourself from identity thieves. I guess maybe we'll get to tax season in a moment, but
Sure.
I think a lot of folks, I mean, my credit card ended up being used in Nebraska and Southern California and probably came from one of these. It's a giant pain. But what about people that maybe haven't had that happen? Do you think they're in the clear?
Well, the thing about these type of criminals is, I mean, your identity, once they get that information is just like fine wine. I mean, the longer they keep it, the better it is.
And they don't get anxious. They'll hang on to it?
Exactly. They will get rid of it. And a lot of times when you get these big breaches, people are really vigilant about, maybe putting a credit check on their credit or credit stop. But after a while, they think, well, maybe I'm not going to be a victim anymore, and they might let that lapse a little bit. And that's when they pounce. So they don't mind holding on to this stuff.
Remind yourself to keep checking?
It's always a good idea. The kind of the difference of the crimes that they do right away or they do commit right away is filing your taxes. If they have enough information to file your taxes before you get to them, they'll do that. If they can get a refund off of it, they'll do that. That's been happening a lot over the last couple of years.
So it really does happen quite a bit.
Yeah, it does. And
so they just know that maybe you're not filing an extensive one. You just are filing like a EZ form or something. They just put your name and address.
Precisely. And they will put that information to another bank. As long as they have a bank or a routing number, they'll get that information off of maybe a false account, and before you know it, they have your refund and you don't. And it's not that the IRS can't go and find out later what's going on. It's just you're going to be extremely delayed in getting your refund back. So I always tell people, once you get your W-2, file your taxes. Get your taxes in before anybody else does.
Just take care of it.
Absolutely.
Because they're long gone with your money by the time that happens. And I
Very
suppose
much so.
It creates huge problems, and now you have to prove what? That you're you?
Well, yeah, that happens. And then, even investigating these crimes jurisdictionally, they're just extremely difficult, I mean, I'd like to be able to jump on my private plane and fly down to Miami to knock on a couple of doors to investigate these type of crimes, but it just isn't going to happen, It's not something I can do. So then we have to take a report here, find the information out from the IRS of where that money went, ask the bank to give us the information of the account holder, find that address. There's a lot of steps to this. So
I'll talk to the police chief about that private plane for you, Rick.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Here are a few things. We have some bullet points. So like you said, file those taxes early, one step to prevent identity theft. Also focus on prevention and do everything you can, like to shred your address. Don't put it in the garbage. Just keep it private if you can.
Absolutely. And I mean, these criminals, they're all about opportunities, not challenges. If they find that your information is a challenge to get, they'll move on to the next person.
And shredding it too. I know there's one guy who asked a question if he can just burn his shredded material. We'll get to that in a little later. Detective Bielik will continue to take your questions in our live chat. Just go to WOWT.com.